The 7 ways to make ourselves depression proof, or at the very least depression resistant. So I'm going to give you 7 ways to do that, and it entails learning, or be sure that you can just spend some time acquiring certain skills that are the type of skills that as a society, as a culture, a lot of people have kind of swept under the rug and forgotten about. Don't underestimate these. Learning how to cook, number 1. This is amazing. I love to cook. You know why? Because I love to eat. The second thing is how to store food and produce food. Like gardening and how to store it. Storing food, producing food, and along with that goes also producing your own seeds. A lot of people can't even buy their own seeds. They're being told, no, you can't buy these seeds, And you can start slowly and do a little bit at a time. And by the way, I'm not just giving you this list out of nowhere. These are all things that we practiced and did, throughout our lives. We still do, because it's part of the FIRE lifestyle to have that self-sufficiency and do-it-yourself aspect, which the American culture has turned their back on. But that's a different subject. Let's keep moving. How to sew for mending and repairing things. I've done things years ago in the States, like repair a couch, clean a rug, just being able to maintain things, fix them, glue them back together, paint them, make them look brand new. That's a skill that gets better and better as you keep practicing it and you keep doing it. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you just do it. On the fixing thing, number 4, how to fix cars. And I'm not talking about doing an engine rebuild here. I'm just talking about, hey, understand what keeps that car starting every morning, so you don't wake up and it doesn't start. It's simple, like battery cables and batteries and alternators. How to fix houses. I'm not talking about building whole houses yourself, unless you want to. But simple maintenance things like, how to paint houses, how to keep the trim in good shape, how to, put some small tile jobs and things like that. I did jobs like that to my house and made my house absolutely amazing with totally beautiful new Mediterranean kitchen counters and a totally redone bathroom that was just amazing, and it cost me a cent. So, but how to have and keep clean water. I did things like I had a 40-foot pool, and in the hot 100-degree summer, the water would evaporate, and your water bill, if you keep filling it that way, it's going to go way up. So I just put like a 8-foot. I extended my rain gutter, and people would come over and kind of look at it like, interesting. One guy said, "Does that work?" Yes, absolutely, it worked. Every time we had rains, the pool got topped off all the way to the top. Never had to use the hose. Then I'd take a pump the water into barrels, because the chlorine was diminished because the rainwater was added to the pool. And so I let it sit in the barrels until summer, and that's what I would use to water my garden during a drought, because we used to get 8-week droughts, in the South. And everything would die unless you want to sit there and just put a couple extra $100 on your water bill, which defeats the purpose in a way. And so I had extra water sitting there, and my plants, we had a drought. Everybody had a drought, but my garden was just flourishing. Just to tell you, I've been there and done all these things. And and going forward, if there's issues with utility companies, how to have clean water, things like filtering water, cleaning water. And here's a really, really good skill, something else to think about. You don't see a lot of these, you see all over the place, but learn to make something out of nothing and then barter. Having an attitude of making something out of nothing, and couple that with barter. Let me tell you a brief example. Reading some stories about the Great Depression, people had no money. But you had, for example, this person that worked on a farm. A long story short, he had access to lots of food. He had lots of different food varieties that they grew, vegetables, chickens, eggs, meat, and then, but they didn't have money for clothes. Back then, clothes were not mass produced, and so they were expensive. A lot of developing countries are like that, and so the clothing is produced locally and it's expensive. So this family had lots of food, but they didn't have money for clothing. And then there's a story of a woman that was extremely resourceful, a separate woman, in knowing how to go to fabric manufacturers and get remnants for nothing. And so because she was resourceful in that way, she had lots of clothes for her family. So she had an abundance of clothes. So this first family had an abundance of food, but no clothes. The second family had an abundance of clothes, but maybe not as much food. So that's where the barter comes in. These two should get together and say, hey, how about some food for some clothes? Bingo!
I know how to make nunchucks. Well, let's see. We have some room here. And I guess my dad encouraged me.
And yes, I engaged in barter during a time in the United States and North America when most people just don't give any thoughts whatsoever to barter. It's something that people hear and just kind of let it just roll off, and it's something survivalists and gloom and doomers do. But no, I was doing barter every single month. Barter here, barter there. And there's, really good reasons to do it, and especially to achieve your fire lifestyle sooner and better, which is what we like to say on this channel. So those are the 7 things. I hope you enjoyed it. Do write them down, take them to heart.
little bamboo stick mats you can put your plate on, you know, that sort of thing. And if you look inside here, it's real basic. You just got this little frame with these chopsticks or whatever you want to call them, these barbecue cue sticks or whatnot. Now let's move on. Okay, I made these. They're a little bit different shape. They're triangle shape. If you want to get over there and look at that, you can. And it's made out of the same material. It's just a bamboo placemat thing.
If you liked the video, you know what to do. Let us know in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about this. If you have any input on this, I'll be happy to answer your comments. All right, so thanks for coming to our channel, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a nice day.